Today, we're diving headfirst into something that's, well, it's captivating so many people right now.
Ugh.
Artificial intelligence.
Yeah, AI. It's everywhere.
It really is. It feels like, I don't know, quite recently, AI shifted from being this sci-fi concept to like a genuine passion for a huge number of us.
Mm-hmm.
And we've really wanted to understand, why this sudden surge.
Absolutely. And the stuff people sent in was amazing.
Oh, incredible. We got this great array of articles, fascinating research snippets, even some really insightful personal stories about people's own encounters with AI.
Right, a real mix.
So we've waded through it all, trying to pull out the key nuggets.
Yeah.
Our mission for this deep dive is pretty straightforward. Let's unpack the driving forces behind this widespread enthusiasm for AI.
Yeah.
Let's try and get a solid handle on what's fueling it all.
It sounds good. And the variety really was remarkable, wasn't it? We saw everything from, deep academic takes on the latest breakthroughs to these really engaging blog posts from artists using generative AI, the kind that creates text and images.
Yeah, that's wild.
And there was that touching story, too, about the young person using AI to help their grandparents with a creative project.
Oh, yeah, I remember that one.
It just shows how far-reaching this interest has become. And what's really striking, I think, is how much AI is already kind of woven into our daily lives, often without us even noticing.
Okay, let's unpack that, the pervasiveness. Because it really does feel like the AI landscape has just exploded lately.
Hmm.
You can hardly scroll through your phone without seeing something about AI writing essays or generating these just mind-blowing images.
Or making headway in healthcare finance.
Exactly. It's almost dizzying the number of areas it's touching.
It is.
And one key thing that really jumped out from the sources people shared is how much the barrier to entry has dropped. Remember when machine learning felt like
Yeah.
some kind of wizardry?
Oh, totally. Like you needed a PhD in a supercomputer.
Right. Only a select few could even understand it, let alone use it.
And the change. It's been rapid. Wasn't that long ago you needed, specialized knowledge, significant computing power just to dip your toe in.
Hmm.
Now, as one of the contributions pointed out, there are so many user-friendly tools available pretty much to anyone.
Like those text-to-image generators.
Exactly. Type in a prompt, get an image back instantly. That simplicity is a real game changer.
It really is.
And the speed that this democratization has happened is fascinating.
It's truly wild. One of the notes you sent mentioned a 13-year-old cousin using AI to edit YouTube videos.
Right.
That really brought the point home for me. It's not just researchers in labs anymore. It's everyday people finding uses for it.
Practical uses, creative uses.
So, sifting through all this,
Mm-hmm.
what's the core spark? What's turned AI from just tech into this sort of cultural phenomena?
I think that ease of access is absolutely central. People aren't just passively reading about AI now.
No, they're doing stuff with it.
Exactly. They're actively engaging with it, building things, making workflows faster, expressing creativity in totally new ways.
Yeah.
And if you think about it, that direct hands-on experience, it's way more captivating, more empowering than just reading a paper or a news report.
And it happens so quickly now. You can literally have an idea in the morning.
And see something by the afternoon.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Often using these tools that are just there. That immediate empowerment, that speed of creation, that must be a huge part of the excitement.
Precisely. That ability to rapidly prototype, to iterate, it's an incredibly powerful motivator. It massively lowers the, what you might call the activation energy for trying something new.
Good way to put it.
People feel they can actually take a concept and explore it concretely without needing years of training or, tons of resources. That sense of agency, that's a really substantial driver behind the enthusiasm we're seeing.
Okay, but let's tackle the excitement versus hype question.
Okay.
Because there is so much buzz around AI.
Oh, yeah. A lot.
And sometimes it feels like people expect it to be this magic wand, solve every problem imaginable.
That's a really important distinction to make, and a necessary one. Look, the potential is vast, no question. The pace of progress is genuinely thrilling.
It is.
But, as several sources wisely pointed out, we have to remember what's under the hood. At its core, AI is still math, it's data, huge amounts of data, and frankly, a lot of trial and error.
Right, not magic.
Definitely not magic, and it's certainly not a universal quick fix for every challenge we face. Which raises that point about managing expectations, right?
Yeah.
Having a realistic grasp of what AI can, and maybe more importantly, can't currently do.
Exactly. You hear things like, oh, AI will solve climate change or AI will cure all diseases. And look, it can definitely contribute.
It can be a powerful tool in those fights, absolutely.
But it's not this all-powerful thing acting on its own.
Mm.
It needs human direction, careful planning, and a clear understanding of its limits.
Mm-hmm. And its biases,
Yeah,
potentially.
yeah, that too. And building on that, we also see these very grand pronouncements about what it will achieve.
Mm.
Sometimes seems a bit much.
Which brings us back to something crucial that came up a lot, the human element. The tech is amazing, yes, but our creativity, our critical thinking, our purpose in using these tools, that's what's going to shape the future of AI.
Well said.
Hmm.
It's not just the tech itself.
It's how we choose to use it, responsibly, hopefully.
Right. Okay, let's pivot back towards the more positive applications then. Because amidst all the noise, there are some genuinely exciting things happening.
Definitely.
Looking at the materials, what's one application that really grabs your attention? Something that stands out?
For me, the progress in medicine is particularly compelling. There was that example of the startup using AI to detect diseases like Parkinson's or even early dementia,
Just from voice pattern.
just by analyzing subtle patterns in someone's voice. It's
Yeah.
truly remarkable. And if you think about the bigger picture, that kind of early detection, it could have a profound positive impact. Earlier intervention, potentially much better outcomes down the line.
That's genuinely incredible. Imagine that future, a simple voice analysis as an early warning sign. It really shifts the focus from just, wow, cool tech to...
Real human benefit. Exactly.
And several sources also highlighted AI tutors, didn't they? The potential for personalized education, especially reaching students in remote or underserved areas.
Yes. Offering tailored learning experiences, again, that goes way beyond just the technological cool factor.
It really does.
These are the kinds of applications that really underscore AI's potential to tackle real-world challenges, to improve lives tangibly. The focus shifts from the tech itself to the benefits it can bring.
That's where the purpose comes in.
That's where the true power and purpose really become clear, I think.
Okay, let's talk creativity because AI is making huge inroads there too. Music, writing, visual art.
Yeah, big discussions happening there.
Huge. And the big question is often, will AI replace human artists? Based on what we saw in the sources, what's the general feeling?
Well, the predominant viewpoint seems to be more about collaboration, augmentation rather than replacement.
Okay.
The idea that AI will sort of amplify artists' capabilities keeps coming up. Think of it as a tool, maybe an incredibly powerful one, like a co-creator.
A co-creator. I like that.
Yeah, it can help brainstorm ideas, explore different styles, refine concepts, but, and this is key, the uniquely human stuff, emotional depth, personal experience, that original vision.
The soul of the work.
Exactly. That remains absolutely essential. AI doesn't have that lived experience, that intention in the same way.
That makes a lot of sense. So AI handles maybe the technical bits or generates variation.
Right, maybe the more repetitive aspect.
Freeing up the human artist to focus on the core message, the emotion, the concept.
That seems to be the emerging picture. It's looking more like human with AI, not human versus AI.
Human with AI, yeah.
The human brings the spark, the resonance, the unique perspective. AI can then help explore possibilities, execute certain things, maybe even suggest unexpected creative paths. Could lead to some really exciting new art forms, actually.
A dynamic partnership.
That's a good way to put it, yeah.
So for our listeners who are maybe feeling inspired now, curious about dipping their toes into AI, what practical advice came out of the sources? Where should they start?
The main message was, start small, stay curious, don't feel intimidated. You don't need, a computer science degree to begin.
Right.
Just experiment. Use the tools that are out there and getting easier to use all the time. Things like ChatGPT for text.
Taylor or Mid-Journey for images.
Yeah, or Runway for video. They offer really accessible entry points. Honestly, the best way to get a feel for AI's capabilities and its limitations is just to get hands-on.
That's great advice. Just jump in, play around.
Mm-hmm.
And the sources also really emphasized, didn't they, that this isn't just some passing fad. AI feels foundational now.
Absolutely. This isn't just a trend. It feels like a fundamental shift in how technology interacts with, well, pretty much everything.
Yeah.
Developing even a basic understanding now that's likely going to be increasingly valuable, whatever your job or interests are.
Okay, so let's try and bring this all together. We've explored how AI has grabbed everyone's attention, partly because it's just more accessible now.
Right. The barriers are lower.
And its impact is spreading across so many different fields. It's empowering people, letting them create things, solve problems faster than ever.
Mm-hmm. That speed and empowerment are key.
And while there's definitely a mix of real excitement and maybe some overblown hype,
A healthy dose of both, probably.
the underlying tech is based on real progress. But the crucial thing is engaging with it thoughtfully, responsibly.
With purpose.
Yeah,
Which brings us to the responsibility aspect: transparency, fairness, ethical use. We didn't even get deeply into the dark sides like bias, deepfakes.
true. That's maybe for another deep dive. But it's like fire, right?
Mm.
A tool that can do immense good or cause harm.
Exactly. Passion for AI should come with purpose.
And we touched on some really inspiring applications in medicine, education showing that potential for real positive impact.
Tangible benefits.
And in creativity, the picture emerging is one of collaboration, AI as a partner.
Human with AI, yeah.
So an excellent summary is that the tech progress is amazing, but the human element, our creativity, our choices, our purpose, that remains vital in steering where AI goes next.
Couldn't agree more. That's the heart of it.
So for you, our listener, as you watch this AI revolution unfold, maybe don't just be a passive observer.
Get involved, maybe.
Yeah. Engage with curiosity, explore responsibly, and think about how you might actually participate in shaping its future. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.